Hello everybody, Sega Sean here once again bringing you another rant video. And this time I'm going to be focusing on everybody's favorite plumber, Super Mario. That's right. In I believe the last review? I believe it was that. I was talking about Sonic the Hedgehog and the future of the franchise, and this time it's literally going to be no different except with Mario. I'm a huge Mario fan, huge Nintendo fan if you haven't noticed. And I've been a little let down with the franchise as of late. Let's start from the beginning, and by beginning, I mean the beginning of the falling down. This is unscripted, I'm sorry. the lower points of the Mario series as of late. Super Mario Galaxy. Now, I'm not calling that bad in any way. Don't put down your pitchforks, please, please. Super Mario Galaxy is one of my favorite Mario games of all time. It is what I consider to be the last time that Mario was ever very creative, original. I keep on saying that word. It was the last time that I felt that Mario was on top of the world. For its time, it was considered to be one of the best, and still is to this day, best of the best platformers with all its creativity, gravity mechanics, graphics, orchestrated music. Everything was beautiful about that game. Then Super Mario Galaxy 2 came around. I know there was another game in between, I can't think of it. I actually think it might have been New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Which brought back the classic 2D roots that Mario is known for oh so well, amongst many other things. I know New Super Mario Bros. First started out on the DS, but that was before Galaxy. I'm going from Galaxy onwards to now. But regardless, Mario has still been a huge hit amongst the younger audience and even older audience too. Look how well New Super Mario Bros. Wii sold, as well as Galaxy. Galaxy 2. All of it was fantastic, and still to this day, Mario is selling relatively well, which is great. But as a hardcore Mario fan, such as myself, gotta say, I'm kind of growing tired of how things have been going as of late. And I really hope Nintendo can improve on the future of Mario, because Mario is a huge part of video game history. It would be a shame of him to stay in this same kind of rut that he's been going in, right? Don't know what I'm talking about? Well, here, let me elaborate. Okay, so basically, as I said, Super Mario Galaxy, one of the best, if not the best. It was on top of the world. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, fantastic. It's literally like New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, but on a home console. And 4 players this time, which was great. Really fun game. Just everything was great with Mario. And as did Galaxy 2 prove as well. Some people like that more than the first one. Personally, I like the first one better. Maybe I'll do a rant on that another time, but I'm not trying to get into that. Just trying to focus on everything else Mario. So yeah, but I do prefer the first one compared to the second one, but that's not to say that the second one is a bad game. Of course not. It has many high points, and once again proved that Mario was, after all these years, still great. And then things started falling apart, little by little. Once again, I have to clarify though, I am not saying these games are bad in any way. If you are getting into the Mario series right now, or at that time, let's say New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, the second one came out with all the gold coin collecting. I'm not calling those games bad. What I am calling those are sellouts. To the general Mario market, I guess you could say. I still have them, I still buy them, but I'm not in any hurry because I know exactly what I'm going to expect. Most Mario games nowadays are straightforward. Well, they always kind of have been, but there was always a barrier. What I'm trying to get at is there was always a barrier between 3D Mario games and 2D Mario games. Both great genres on their own, but mix them together over and over and over, and things are going to look the same no matter how you play it, or what game it is, or however it turns out. Things are going to start looking the same, no matter how good the graphics are, no matter what system they're for. Everything starts to mix and match and mesh together too much. And as the Mario series has always been pretty much predictable with story, gameplay has also been that way. And that's not good. That's not good to longtime Mario fans such as myself. To newcomers, oh, of course not. No, yeah, you're just getting into the game. But even then, with the amount of games that have been coming out with Mario, them being the same old thing, gotta be a little eye-glaring. Of course, Mario is always in good spirits, and, you know, with his games, they never really get demoted down. But people will occasionally mention in their reviews, hey, you know, same old Mario, you know what to expect. People gotta start saying stuff. As if they haven't been already, I should say. There are plenty of fans like myself that have made videos like this, or made their words heard about how things are just not very, how do I word this? It just has not been exciting in the Mushroom Kingdom as much. You know what's going to happen. Now, of course, as I said, you already know the story. Princess Peach has been kidnapped and stuff, but even that has to change, in my opinion, and I know a lot of people are with me on that. That's a thing that's been requested forever, but then again, I guess it all comes down to fan bases being terrible at times, because whenever a Mario game tries to be a little bit different, it gets shot down by many critics, and only Mario fans like myself will jump on it and be like, oh my god, something new. just grasp onto it and say like, yes, this is what I've been looking for. But nowadays, even Paper Mario can't get a hold of itself and try and differentiate itself from all the rest. It's kind of frustrating. I've been playing Mario since Super Mario World on the SNES. And I've went through it all. I'm still sticking with them, obviously. Still a huge Nintendo fan, but that doesn't mean that I'm not a closed-minded one either. The biggest straw that I'm getting at, the biggest straw that was broken to me was Super Mario 3D World. Now, it's beautiful. Great game. Like I said, all these games that I'm naming are great games. But if you've been with the Mario series for the longest of time, then you're gonna notice some things that are the same. Super Mario 3D Land. You know what? Let's take it a step back. Let's go to the 3DS exclusive Super Mario 3D Land. Now, I get it. 3D on the 3DS. It's not a new thing, and especially at its time, it was one of the few, and still is, one of the few 3D platformers on the 3DS. I know the library has grown substantially since then, but at the time especially, there were hardly any 3D platformers, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because it was far and few in between, and usually the ones that did release in 3D were really, really well done. Super Mario 3D Land happened to be one of them, and it did it well. Once again, though, I'm going to constantly refer to longtime Mario fans such as myself that were a bit tricked by the title. Here we have at the E3 2005, no, I'm sorry, not 2005, E3, I believe it was 2013? The last time Nintendo was at E3 and did a huge conference. You know, take a step back and think about it. At that time, you know, they're showing off the 3DS, and here we have Super Mario 3D Land. Now, the last time that Land was in a Mario-specific title, I'm not going to mention Wario Land, because that's a thing still, of course, but Super Mario Land was a Game Boy game, the first handheld Mario game. People were a bit excited. But as the preview continued to play, the Tanuki suit from Super Mario Bros. 3 showed up. Now, of course, lots of people got hyped. I mean, either way, people were hyped, including myself. Super Mario 3D Land? Is this going to be anything different? Is this going to pay some homage to Super Mario Land on the Game Boy? What's going to happen? Well, what happened is that we got a 3D Mario using 2D items and all that lovely stuff. The only thing I think at the time was new was Boomerang Mario. I can't recall if that showed up in a different game before then. Correct me if I'm wrong, I guess, but yeah, excuse me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I believe that was the first time we had Boomerang Mario and the returning Tanuki suit Mario, which is great, but you can't fly with it. It's just floating. Okay then, though, that's kind of a bummer. I mean, yeah, that was a really big bummer in my book. And what we got, as I said, was a 3D Mario game with 2D Mario physics. Not even, it was kind of floaty, I guess. And it was just meshing 2D with 3D. Now, I didn't really mind that too much. And at least it had some unique cutscenes, as in the drawing. I love the art that the main Mario artists use, or artist, whoever that may be. I never really looked into it that much, but I absolutely love that. Because excuse me, I absolutely love those kind of drawings because they're so expressive and stuff. It's literally like Sonic the Hedgehog's artist that draws the main stuff for the Japanese Sonic website with the calendars and stuff. He draws poses. Hell, even on the games, the 2D art I'm talking about. Same thing with Mario. I love that kind of art. It's so expressive and cute and adorable, and when it's used right, it's used right. And sure enough, it is in this game. But it's literally the same story, just a tree during a storm empties out all these Tanuki leaves. That's it. Okay. I wasn't expecting too much because, once again, it is a Mario game, but getting back to complaining about the stories, please, can we get something different? It's not that hard, Nintendo. I'm not asking for big talking, talking during cutscenes. I understand. The rules basically are Mario can't talk that much unless if it's during an advert for a game coming out. Say Super Mario Sports Mix. That's right. You guys thought I would forget about that? Of course not. I would never forget about that. That was so memorable to me because at the time with the Wii, with Mario Sports Mix, it was huge. 4 games or was it 5? 5 games in one, whatever. And Mario did a sports press conference. Sorry if I'm rambling a bit here, but it's true. Mario talked through the whole thing, using his voice. Not just yippies, yahoo, whippoo, woohoo! Nothing like that. It was talking. It was talking normally. Well, in his voice normally. And okay, yes, I could see where that would get annoying, but I'm not asking for that. What I'm asking is that Nintendo uses their characters. I'm not talking about cameo costumes like in Super Mario Maker. I'm talking about the real deal here. I want to see Wario, Waluigi, Daisy. Daisy, what's she doing? Oh, you can't just give me a story where Princess Peach and Princess Daisy get kidnapped. Give Luigi a purpose, man. I mean, I love Luigi with his expressiveness. He's one of the most expressive characters of the whole series, and he's just along for the ride, as usual. I really hope in the future of Nintendo, as well as Mario, that they expand on characters. They've had these characters for years upon years, and yes, it's cute to see little tiny cameos and stuff of them, but I want to see the full-fledgedness. What about the Super Mario RPG series? Why not have a story where Wario and Waluigi are involved? Don't just throw them to the side for sports games and party games. They're there for a reason, and people want to see more of these characters. So why not? It's not that hard, I wouldn't think. I'm sure Charles Martinet is Marnette is more than willing to lend his voice. He loves doing voices, so what's the big deal? I'm just so confused as to why it has to be this way. Alright, I'm cooling down a bit now, but it just angers me how, after all these years, and I know I'm not alone, that there's no use for these characters, except, there's no using of these characters ever. I'm wording that terribly, but you know what I mean. It angers me. But moving on. So Mario 3D Land came out, big success of course. It boosted 3DS sales along with Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon later on. I forgot if that came out after or before. I think after. Regardless, the brothers helped out the 3DS sales immensely, from being abysmal to a fruition everywhere. Well, let's move on to the Wii U. Wii U comes out, all that stuff is good. First game to come out is New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, or New Super Mario Bros. U? I forgot which one, but regardless, you know what I mean. Wii U release. It was a launch title, and it was a good one. Probably my second favorite of the new Super Mario Bros. Series, but again, 2D assets all over the place. But of course that's expected though, because it is a 2D Mario game. I get it. I'm not complaining about it, but I'm just saying, yeah. Again, here we have the same story. Princess Peach gets kidnapped and Bowser's at it again with his Koopa kids. Same old thing. Oh man. It gets me heated up, I'm sorry. if I'm rambling on a bit about this, but it angers me. It really does, because I love Nintendo. I love Mario. I know I'm not alone, and I just wish they would use their characters, and that's why I tend to lean towards the Sonic the Hedgehog series more. One of the reasons, I may say, because, alright, Sonic games may not be the best in a lot of people's eyes, and I get that. The Sonic the Hedgehog series may do a lot of things different, but that's just the thing right there. If you want a difference in gameplay constantly, Sonic the Hedgehog's your go-to guy. He's got plenty of different forms of gameplay, from airboarding to warehogging to running to doing whatever. Whereas the Mario series has pretty much stayed the same, except for the 3D titles. And also the spin-off titles, but I'm trying to focus. I know I've been referencing the others, like Mario RPG, Super Mario Brothers RPG, or Mario and Luigi RPG, and Paper Mario. I know I've been referencing those, but I'm just saying, as far as the main series goes, Sonic the Hedgehog definitely has more variety. Whether it's executed better or not, still stands. Sonic the Hedgehog has spread his legs in more ways than one, and once again, they can't all be winners. But Sonic the Hedgehog's music, graphics, gameplay style, and everything has evolved and taken many, many forms. Whereas Mario, you know what to expect. And that leaves me kind of bored with the series. I'm dying for the day that we get Daisy or Waluigi or Wario involved in a main Mario story. The closest thing we've come to that would be Super Mario 64 DS, where it was a 3D Mario game, of course a remake in a way, a remaster if you say, or if you'll say or whatever, where you get to play as Wario, Luigi, Yoshi. You even start off as Yoshi and Mario. So what's the problem with implementing those kind of things in more games? Hell, at the very least, at least have them as unlockable characters. Why is it so hard? In the new Super Mario Bros. Series, you'd think by now, hey, why not play as the princess after you unlock her? Why not play as Wario, Waluigi, anybody? I'm dying for something here. I'm dying for variety. Oh, wow, little twist. Different items? Okay. Anything else? Back in the day, power-ups used to be a huge deal, and in a way, they still are today. They still get talked about in Mario games. But of course, you have to know, that nowadays games are filled with content, different types of weapons, different types of uses of gameplay elements, all this stuff. Yet Mario sticks to the same old things. The same old items, same old thing. Of course, like I said, some are new, and that's fantastic. But things aren't exactly as excitable as they were back in 1991 or 1986, whatever, you know what I mean. You need to have more. And people, sooner or later, are slowly going to catch on. Yes, Mario is timeless, but then again, if you've been with the series forever, you're going to grow out of it. Or at the very least, you're going to lose interest in whatever's going on. Although, then again, gameplay is also a big part of video games, and Mario nails it. I will take that back. I'm not totally trashing on the Mario series, and as I said a million times already, these games are not bad. They are not bad in any way. And I guess that's what makes it so memorable, huh? I guess this is kind of a rant/realization, but still, you gotta agree with me. Come on, viewers, you know what I'm talking about. You gotta agree with me a little bit. There's gotta be some kind of variety. Alright, so let's skip ahead from New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, or U, to Super Mario 3D World. Okay, so we have another Super Mario 3D Land, but now it's a world? Why? Why? Because it's a hub world? Is that really the only thing? I mean, hell, you could at least make it like a huge hub. No, that's not even a hub. That's a level select, just like Super Mario Bros. 3. Except, oh, now you get to go out of the path. Oh man, so advanced, so advanced. I will give the game this though. Once again, it's not a bad game, but the graphics are amazing, beautiful. It's anything I would expect out of a beautiful HD crafted with love and care 3D Mario game with 2D assets. Said it before and I say it again, I would love for some variety. Give us a big hub world, a world. It's called 3D World. You can't just call it that just because you can move around the map out of the path. You know, that yellow path that leads you to all the levels. Is that really the only reason? Because otherwise, the levels, for the most part, have no rhyme or reason. Yes, some go with the theme of the world itself, but then otherwise, it's a bit different at times. Man. And it's the same level layout. World layouts, I should say. You have your grassland, desert land, water land, rocky area land, skyland, all that stuff. And then Bowser's level, a jungle level too. I could be skipping some, but you know what I mean. It's always the same thing. And yes, as I said, some levels do not go with their themes, such as, say, the Mario Kart level. Homage, you know what I mean. The one where it has the Mario Kart music and stuff, and you're boosting around and everything. Yeah, that one. Alright, so that's a little bit different, but I don't know. I guess that's why people love Super Mario 64 so much, including myself, because, well, one of the big reasons at least, is because it's a world, a small world, inside a castle that leads to bigger worlds, bigger levels, bigger maps, and it's so easy and quick to get to. It's not like you're traveling across everywhere just to get to a level. I guess maybe that's why some people don't care for Super Mario Sunshine. Same thing with Mario Galaxy. You know, it's all right there for you. And even Super Mario Sunshine, I will say, it's not that bad. Sure, you have to do some extra things to get to certain levels, but it's not like it's a huge chore. It's not that bad. As I was going on, the same thing with Mario Galaxy, it's like the same thing as Mario 64. There really isn't that much chores to get to places, but it's all right there. And then Mario Galaxy 2, combining, that's one reason why I don't like Mario Galaxy 2. I mean, you know what I mean, don't prefer it over Mario Galaxy 1, because that was, actually, now that I think about it, that's actually the start of when things started meshing together. Why? Why must we mesh? I mean, I get it, it's quicker, I understand, but why? What if I don't want to go quicker? That's what's supposed to separate 2D from 3D. 2D is more, you know, pertaining to the old days of quickly going to level by level, but the 3D Mario games were always about taking your time for the most part, but hurrying to the next level to save the princess. And you had variety. You didn't just have to go to the first one, and then boom, you know, go to the next one in order. There were options as long as you had enough stars. With Super Mario 3D World, it's a yes and no. Sometimes the courses could split up, sometimes they couldn't. I hope I'm not going on too much about this, but I'm just trying to get a point across that a lot of people don't like to talk about because they think Mario is the holy land of games. Yes, once again, the games are great. They're very well crafted with love and care, and I love that about them. But then again, there's no variety. There's nothing. You're telling me you can't change the story just a little bit? Like I said before, add Daisy at the end, and put hilarious cutscenes where it emphasizes on Daisy's tomboy attitude, such as maybe while she's being held up with Princess Peach, she could like punch Bowser in the nose or something and try and escape. I think that was a little bit accessorized in Super Mario 3D Land, where it showed Princess Peach interacting with the enemies that were watching her, and her trying to escape at times, but for the most part it was pretty laid back. But even still, why not show that with different characters? Have different characters playable, something. You can't rely on 3D or 2D Mario game and then rely on like a bunch of sports and party games to make it different. I guess I should start wrapping up this rant now. I'm sorry, but I just had to get this off my chest. It's been bothering me for a while, and I figured I would rant about it right after the Sonic one. I know the PS4 Neo rant just came out a little while ago, but yeah. Yeah. So yeah, to wrap this up, the future of Nintendo and Mario, I hope they emphasize on keeping 3D Mario separate from 2D Mario for the most part. Yes, I know a lot of items and assets have to be in 3D Mario because, well, that's just the thing, it has to be. Because it's Mario, and it wouldn't be Mario without them, but other things they can keep apart. Don't be lazy, you know, I mean, well, to some, they may prefer that. And if you do, hey, that's okay, that's your opinion, but my opinion is this. I just wish there was a little variety in the Mario series. It doesn't have to be the same old thing over and over again. It really doesn't. I just want things to be more separate. If only that. Just be a little bit more separate. Take pride in it. But that'll be all for my rant right now on this. Please like, subscribe, comment, whatever you can do, and hey, you know, if you agree with me, fantastic. If you don't, also fantastic. But you know what? I'll make things a little bit more interesting for this rant. If you want, right now, a gray box thingy, yeah, what do they call those? Cards, that's right. Cards will be, one card will be showing up right about now. There we go. And if you click on it really quick, you're going to see a poll. If you could, please vote on what you think was better. Or do you agree with me? You know what? Let's keep it like that. Simple question. Do you agree with me or do you disagree? And maybe I'll put another option. I don't know. At the time of edit, you know, when I edit this together, I don't know how I'm going to feel about adding extra options. But for that, you know what? Yeah, we'll keep it as, do you agree with me or you don't agree with me? And if you don't agree with me, I would love to hear your opinions in the comments below. It really would help me out to understand what people really see in other titles that mish and mash all together. And if you even agree, let me know. I would love to hear your guys' opinions, and hell, what would you want to see in the next 3D Mario game? Please let me know in the comments below. Regardless, love you guys so much. Thanks so much for viewing this video. If you like what I'm doing, please check out our other rant videos. You've seen cards pop up throughout this video. Give them a look at. You know, they're great. Or I think they are. If you guys like hearing me go on and on about things, then I guess you'll like it. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and have a good night or day. Bye-bye.